Do you think that Batman can defend himself against a Viking attempting to sacrifice people during Christmas? This is the Comicstorian channel, where I take some of your favorite trade paperbacks and single issues, and I break them down into digestible bites to help you understand. Then I read them dramatically back to you. All alterations to the panels, text, and images are to prevent copyright problems, and all art is owned by its respective companies. Today we're going to be covering Detective Comics 1018 and 1019, a fun, just mystery storyline for Batman. This story does take place immediately after the death of Alfred, so you'll see him reflecting on that in the middle of the story, but outside of that, there's nothing else you need to know. It's just a fun story that happens during Christmas for Batman. I hope you guys enjoy, and don't forget to hit that like button, smash the subscribe button, and join us over at Patreon next time, and I'll see you at the end of the video. It was another snowy night in Gotham as Batman takes out another group of no-name thugs trying to rob a jewelry store just before Christmas. In a few moments, as Batman drops one of the thugs on the hood of a police car, the officer rolls down his window stating, "Evening," and Batman tells him that it was a B&E Grant's Jewelry. Name's Aaron Morton, warned Gordon about him. Batman then says that it's 12:39. He has 6 minutes. Approach. The officers arresting the thug ask, "Approach what?" But Batman turns back, shushing them, telling them that he wasn't talking to them. Just then, the Batmobile speeds up, and Batman jumps in, leaving just as quick as the Batmobile arrived. Within a few moments, he pulls into the cave as Ace and Titus patiently wait, and he pets them, asking, "Who's up for a bit of catch?" After taking the dogs out, Bruce takes off his costume, throwing the ball, and after a bit, he stops, falling to his knees. Ace and Titus sit beside him, and he quietly says, "Damn it, Alfred. Damn it all to hell." Later, back in costume, he climbs through the window of Harvey Bullock's office. Batman skips the pleasantries, telling him that he wants to talk about the Botanical Garden murders, and he wants details. After Bullock gives up all the information, Batman tells him he's going to go look into it. Bullock goes back to his paperwork, telling him that if he had a cereal box, he'd look inside and give him a tin badge. But since he isn't a cop, how about closing the window on the way out? He's got overtime shifts to figure out. So later at the Botanical Gardens, Batman walks through the park where sits Gotham's largest Christmas tree, and on it, several bodies are hanging from its limbs. It's almost ritualistic. There's one more body that didn't make it to the tree. Batman takes a closer look at the one chained to it, and aside from the axe in the head, his chest has been ripped open and his ribs broken outward. And what's more, there's a divot in the ground. Batman grapples onto the tree to get a better look and finds a carving in the ground which goes along with his ritualistic suspicions. Later, Batman calls Bullock, and Bullock asks who the hell is interrupting his holy night. Batman tells him that they have a ritualistic killing, and Bullock tells him, "Tell me something I don't know." Batman goes on explaining. It's a pagan ritual, to be more specific. The symbol left behind is a woman with the sun. Looks like an abstract connection to monster stories and the like. The victim with the axe in the head and the spine splayed out, the centerpiece of what they're calling the Blood Eagle. And Bullock asks if they should be calling Hawkman or something then. And while Batman hangs up, making him appear to be not very amused. Back in the cave, he's chuckling to himself. Hawkman. Later in the city, Lucius looks at his watch, asking where the hell is he. At that moment, a limo screeches by and Bruce steps out, waving to everyone as Lucius asks, "Were you waiting until the new year to light the tree?" Bruce plays it off, telling him, "July 4th, actually." And as he takes the podium, he tells everyone, "Hello! This annual tradition means a lot to me. Getting to watch my mother and father light the tree here in Wayne Plaza years ago was always a favorite day for me. It's a tradition that goes back over 100 years, and hopefully a tradition that will last 100 more Christmases to come. So let's hear Gotham roar as we brighten up the city with a Yuletide spirit and welcome in..." But at that moment, a large Viking man steps out of the tree, wielding an axe, yelling, "Jarabolt!" The Viking slams the axe down, narrowly missing Bruce, but before he can get back up, the large man is attacking him again. Bruce manages to stop the swing by grabbing the handle of the axe, but out of the corner of his eye, he sees an exposed electrical wire from where the man first struck. He thinks to himself that he hopes the big guy is as predictable as he looks, and he makes a break for the wire. Lucius yells for him to look out, but just as Bruce gets there, the Viking lifts the massive axe, bringing it down, and hits the exposed wire, electrocuting himself. The police arrive, asking Bruce if he's alright, and he tells them yes, but he whispers to Lucius that he needs to get home. And as Bruce goes to leave, he grabs a hair from our Viking. Back home, he begins to find out more information about the sun goddess and her rituals, while the Viking is taken to the hospital. But when the officers keeping watch hear a clanging sound coming from the room, they storm in with their guns drawn, asking, "What the hell is..." But before they could even finish those sentences, two fiery chains whip out, slamming into the ground, pulling them all out of the window. Back in the cave, Batman gets the report back on the hair that he plucked and sees that all of the readings are normal, meaning that he is most likely not a time traveler or a metahuman. He's apparently a modern-day Viking. The computer then changes to the next slide of a missing persons report of Soren Rinsdale, which is the positive match for the hair collected. Soren didn't have a criminal record, scarce social media presence, unmarried, no red flag connections, goes silent last week on December 21st, winter solstice. So Batman returns to the botanical gardens to try and look and see if there's something that he missed, but he quickly notices that the carvings from before now has no snow on it. Also, the tree that the man was chained from has no frost sticking to it, and it's warm to the touch. As Batman's trying to put together our mystery, though, a chain lashes out, grabbing him by the neck, and a hooded man begins to shout in Icelandic. Everyone yells, "More sacrifice for the sun goddess!" Batman stands, pulling the chains off, telling them, "I can speak your language. Your gods are myths. Your myths are an excuse for murders." The hooded man grabs the Viking, telling the others that the Night Wolf will not stay for long. He needs to prepare the gateway to hell. "Warrior, send the disbeliever to the underworld." A large man grabs Batman, slamming him into the ground, telling him, "As you wish, Elder." The Elder places the Viking on the tree, stating that the winter's chill pierces the flesh and binds the sun too, but the Viking then begins to wake up asking, "Wait, where am I? Jack! Wait, Jack, it's me, Soren! What happened?" The Elder raises his hands, stating that the solstice sows strength to those who would honor you. "Through the sacrifice, send the bridge to the land of gods." Soren yells out in panic, "Wait, I'm not a sacrifice!" And the Elder places his thumbs onto Soren's mouth. "The path shall be opened. It's a road crafted of blood, bone, and flesh. From hell, through our mother, to our land. Hail to the night and all of her sisters." As a bright red light shines from Soren's mouth, a chain whips around the Elder's neck, and using the chain that was on him, Batman pulls the Elder to the ground. But as he says that they will try it his way, a red monster begins to speak in a demonic voice. "Hail the sons and daughters of the fallen day." The giant red monster claws its way out of Soren's mouth, yelling that their prayers have been heard by the riders of Asgard. "God is here!" Batman throws out a few batarangs, but they bounce off and the creature grabs him, sniffing him, telling him, "You are something else. You are not of this land or language." Batman tells him, "Damn right I'm not." And the monster scoffs. "I can tell you the truth then. There is no sun goddess, no Norse gods, but in your land you abuse us. Keywords to open up the doors in the weak-minded." Tendrils whip out, grabbing one of the followers, pulling him into its maw, and Batman now realizes just who the Elder is. His name is Jack Elder, an out-of-work actor who formed a group called the Norsemen Rising. It was a way for him to collect money and pay his tax debt. Like they say, follow the money. The creature pulls a chain around Elder's neck, and Batman tries to stop it. But the pull is too strong, and Elder yells out, "I am ready to face the night, goddess son!" One of the tendrils stabs Elder in the chest, and the red light begins to shine brighter until it disappears. Soren sits up, asking if he's alive. Later, back at Wayne Manor, Bruce looks over his findings, stating that Elder's plan was to use Rinsdale as a pagan sacrifice and gateway during the ceremony to call forth the creatures like the Big Red Devil. However, Rinsdale broke free before they could and went on his own murder spree, thinking that he was a harbinger for the annual Yuletide sacrifice based on Nordic tradition. These creatures were meant to start some sort of wild hunt that would cleanse the earth or something along those lines. We'll run the details past Constantine. Not expecting too much. Seeing cultists like this too many times. It was always the same, whether it's religion, politics, money, it's an excuse for bad people to do bad things. Hopefully that's all it is, and not a sign of something wicked coming. And there you have it. Detective Comics is a fun series that basically just gives you like detective stories of Batman. They don't always end in a manner that's satisfactory. He fought a red demon, the red demon disappeared, and that's the end of it. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, as we're going to bring you all of the Detective Comics all the way up to the current run, so you can get caught up on these fun Batman stories that don't pertain to the overarching stuff happening. I hope you guys enjoy this, and don't forget to hit that like button, smash the subscribe button, and join us on Patreon. And I'll see you next time right here.